I've got to be honest, I'm only making this video because I had the idea for the thumbnail and I thought it was funny. I guess if I have two problems, it's that I struggle to focus, or at least that is to say that I am scatterbrained, like I've always got lots of ideas and little projects that I'm working on all the time. But I struggle to kind of lock down on something and see it through to completion. On top of that, I definitely have I guess a fear of failure that keeps me from trying sometimes. Sort of debilitating kind of fear there that just means I just won't push myself as far as I know I can go because it will, just from the fear that it won't work or it will have been a waste of time, and I sort of have a fear of wasting time, I guess. And that second one is the primary reason that the first series of Fate hasn't come out on this channel yet, just because I can't seem to lock down a version of it that I'm happy with, that I'm then prepared to put out there, because once it's out there, and it's a sink or swim. It either does well or it doesn't, and it works or it doesn't, and then that's that. It's done then. Whilst it's not out, it's that kind of Schrodinger's web series of just, well, maybe people will like it, maybe they won't, who knows. But once it's out there, it's kind of becomes a definite article, and I don't know if that's how comfortable I am with that. It's definitely delayed me putting the series up on my channel, because I get anxiety and I overwhelmed anytime I try to understand this world, and I'm trying to understand what I should be doing correctly. I've started putting more effort into thumbnails, and sometimes that seems to work and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know if certain topics are better than others. Certainly when I had videos about Dungeons and Dragons do a little better than most other things, because I guess the brand recognition of the name there. But I can't guarantee that. I made some really interesting videos, I think, that no one seems to want to watch. And I have some very popular videos that I don't necessarily think are very competently made. Not on top of that, I watch a lot of just sort of crap on YouTube. I don't know what is a good, like I feel like I should put more effort into my videos, but I watch some very low effort videos. I mean, my watch history will be an odd mix of stuff, as I imagine everybody's is, but there's a lot of like ghost videos on there. I watch like ghost footage, and I watch gaming stuff. There's probably like a dozen or so videos in a row of just people reacting to the same song, because I sort of have become obsessed with that. So I'll just start seeking out reaction videos to it. Reaction content is very low maintenance. It's almost plagiarism. People talk about that online before. Is reaction content just plagiarism? But then if you could say that, isn't it just, is that all criticism is? You watch somebody else's work and then you voice your opinions on it. So it feels to me like it's just an extension of that, really. It's just obviously they're actually showing the footage in some of the reaction content. So yeah, that's a grey area. But I'm aware that I could make some very, very low maintenance work on here, and maybe that would do very well. And this is relatively low maintenance. I have a thought out of what I want to talk about, and I have a kind of semi-scripted structure to this, but it's still pretty much just me talking to a camera, and that's fairly easy to do. But at the same time, I'm aware that not everyone can do this. Not everybody has the confidence, say, or feels like they have something to say. It's a strange thing to do, this talking to a camera, posting it online and just expecting people to watch it. It's super weird. And I'll often avoid doing it for that very reason, because I am attempting to create more complex projects, but then they get bogged down in all of their nonsense, trying to put a team of people together, or trying to put the money or make the things that you need for that. And a lot of effort can be put into those things only to have them fall apart later. That's just the independent films I've worked on as well. Similarly, just suddenly people can be very passionate, put a lot of time and effort into something, and then just have it never happen or just fall to pieces. Even to hear people talk about how they've actually had like TV pilots and things like that made, and then they just don't get released anyway. The network or the production house just chooses not to release that show or that movie. Just, they filmed it and everybody put all the effort in. Everyone got paid. Luckily, if you're in that position, you get paid. But yeah, then it just doesn't get out there because for whatever reason. Why not? Why can we not watch Batgirl? Who the hell even knows? It's just a strange quirk of tax write-off, I guess. And the more effort I put in, the more I do sort of hate what I'm doing. If making those thumbnails does aggravate me. Even if they're like kind of quirky and funny and I kind of like them, it annoys me that I've done it. And I hate looking at them. Is why so many of my early thumbnails are just so sort of blank images. Because I just like every time I would try and make something, it would irritate me that I'd put the effort in. Psychologically, the other thing I do is that I hate having plans. If I have plans, it sort of find that quite debilitating. Like, we're going away next week. We're not going away in a week. I've got 8 days until we go away, 7, 8 days, whatever. But the fact that I know that we're going away has locked into my head that I don't have time to do stuff. Even though I've got 7 or 8 days between now and then, I'm sort of, it's like a deadline on my brain that I'm like, well, I don't have time to do anything because I've got to go away. So it doesn't matter how far away that plan is. The fact that we have it is just sort of, I don't know, it just sort of messes with me. And I don't know what the word for that is, or what the what the psychology behind that is. So that delays everything I'm doing all the time. And I'm doing this as a creative outlet. I run this channel as a creative outlet. Even though I worry that it kind of gets less creative over time, but because I needed something to occupy me whilst I worked on real projects, like big serious projects, like the company Minor Disaster Games. Check us out, and the board games we're developing, and all the other video content that I was producing, and everything else. And I think it's really useful as that. But the more free time I have to do it, the less I feel justified in doing it. And I almost need something to be a deadline to force me to do something. It is a vicious cycle, but I think there's some combinations there as to why the Fate series is so delayed in coming out. So ludicrously delayed. And even I know it's ludicrously delayed. I just can't get it to a place where I'm happy and motivated to actually put it out, even though we've shot it, even though I've mostly edited it and it's all kind of ready to go. It's just I find myself very debilitated by those things. And I don't know what the answer is. I think the answer is to make more off the cuff stuff like this, just because it's good to be making something. So the creative outlets is low level creativity here for sure, but it's good to be doing something. And it kind of keeps me motivated to keep going. And bigger and better things forward, obviously, but for now, this little small projects like this can be very satisfying, even if it is just a rambling nonsense video on the internet. And I will be very reluctant to put this video out, even though I know there are way more just random, let's just say pointless content on YouTube than this, something that doesn't have like a value. I don't want to say value, but something just the amount of just stuff. Why am I so reluctant to just do stuff? And it pushes my everything back, and everything just becomes stuff, and everything is just not good enough. I've gone way off of sort of topic of what I had planned to talk about, but I don't know if that's good or if this is just a bad video now. But I would like to know what I should be doing. What should I do? Because I'm very comfortable, I guess, in front of the camera than some people would be. I don't really understand, like I say, how to work the algorithm to my effect, or these videos, or every other element. And I've researched it multiple times, but I still don't really get it. It's about making thumbnails and keeping the tags and topics and jumping onto like hot topics and things like that. But even that sometimes that doesn't work either. I don't know. I just don't know what is right and what is wrong, and I just had to vocalize that whilst I was sat at the computer looking for something to do whilst Avid renders, looking for a video to record. And I had the idea for, like I said at the beginning, I had the idea for the thumbnail, and it made me laugh, and I thought I would just make an accompanying video to go with it. So I will watch this back now. I'll watch this video back and see if there's anything worth salvaging out of it. But yeah, this is just a vloggy check-in. There might be some more of these in the future. I'll try not to do too many of these because they are super random. And if it's not your thing and you much prefer me like my more focused talks, that's absolutely fine. You probably didn't bother watching it this far. But if you did, then thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. All the other YouTube things. Check out all my links below. We've got our Kickstarter board game and our tickets to our next mega game, or whatever the hell else is in the links below there. But yeah, this is just an off the cuff kind of ramble that will not become the focus. This is not what this channel is going to become about. I just had to film something because it's been a tough week. I've been packing down the studio, if you've seen my previous video, closing down like a whole part of myself at the moment, it felt like. So it's been a rough week, and I needed to let a little steam off, I think, with a little video like this. So thank you for watching if you have bothered to get all the way to the end here, and I will see you with some better content soon. The end. I can't guarantee the better content. That's just for the record. I'll just with some content.